Welcome, guys. Oh my god, the overlays. Welcome, guys, to Remax episode 19, where Nathanias falls asleep and the overlays are crappy. Nathanias, how are you doing today, my man?
Doing great. I just woke up. I'm
Morning.
feeling fantastic. I'm feeling fantastic. If anyone wants to bring me a coffee, you can send me a Twitch PM. We'll sort it.
I can give you a Red Bull through the webcams.
If only.
It's that good.
I saw, I was watching Livy B last night. There's a website where you can put, like, your favorite restaurants in Amazon wish lists, and then people can buy you food or items through the website, and then the food gets delivered to your door.
God, I wish I was a girl.
You'd be surprised, Kane, if you stream what can happen.
Yeah, man, you need to appeal
I've
to
actually
the...
gotten I've actually gotten donations before.
Yeah, no, but you need to appeal to the bear market. They're out there, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, speaking of that, Kane, how are you doing? I saw you stream a couple of times.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm ready for the stream to be done, and I think almost every pro gamer is at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah, just keeping busy. Played a tournament this morning. Didn't go so well, but it was okay. I played Impact and a ZVZ and lost 3-2.
What were you playing in?
It was the fight before Christmas for base trade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in a really good spot in one of the games that I lost, so I think I could have won that series for sure. So next time I'll win.
Nice. Yeah, it's not like Impact is a slouch. We did really well at DreamHack Winter. Welcome, guys, to Pengwin, to the show. If you can introduce yourself.
Hello. I'm Pengwin from Team My Insanity. Basically, I'm one of the manager-ish people.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, you play
Infamous
Zerg
for
too, right?
Yeah, I play Zerg too. I actually do play this game, yeah.
And he's like
Sometimes I forget
Grandmaster. He's not like some Platinum Scrub, he's actually like Grandmaster, or very High Master.
I was gonna say he was infamous for an hour-long MLG match that delayed the bracket
Oh,
moving
God.
forward against Nathanias.
That was a fucking long match, man. Like,
We held up the whole bracket. That was how I met Pengwin.
yeah. True facts.
Yeah, and welcome everyone, Winter, to the show. Winter, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Winter from Team Winter.
Yeah.
And I'm here
Oh,
for the very first time.
Solid.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, this is your
I'm a
first time?
professional.
I didn't know that.
It is, right?
You're a Remax virgin. Okay.
desRow.
Yes.
Is it my first time?
Yes, it's your first
Yes.
time.
Okay. He knows all about my first times.
Be gentle, guys.
I wanted him on the show before, but it's the thing with what's his name, Andrew, and the CSN training camp. They've been waiting forever to release the video, and so I wanted him on the show for that, but it hasn't.
Except I don't know anything about that right now.
Yeah.
anymore.
We're not gonna talk about that, but
Shh! Don't bring it up. There'll be
yeah.
another Reddit post.
Oh god.
Caparino.
Too
yeah.
bad I'm already making one right now.
Oh, where is Winter's show that he did not have any part of directing?
Yeah. Well, maybe we can talk about Rifkin later. But anyway, so we have a lot to talk about this week. I'll fix the overlays another time. We have a lot to talk about this week. Let me put the Google Doc to the guests who might have not seen it. So there's a lot that's happened in the Korean scene. It's insane because they're all getting ready for Pro League, and there's just been a lot of roster swaps, a lot of announcements, a lot of yeah, that's basically that. A lot of dreams crushed. We'll get that to the end of the Korean segment. Some people didn't qualify for GSL and the Star League, so they're really sad. So we'll start with the Korean swaps. Fantasy joins Dead Pixel, completes the roster with True, Patience, and some random guy. So we'll start with Kane. What are your thoughts on Fantasy joining Dead Pixel?
Well, Dead Pixels is a Swiss team. Penguin knows more about them than me, but from what I've heard, they're a trustworthy organization. They kind of want to expand to the Korean scene a little bit and pick up some Korean players, which is what they've been doing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, really, really cool pickup. Kind of a funny clan tag. Penguin also
Man,
gets
Dead
that because
Pixels.
it's like D Pix Fantasy,
Yeah,
which
man.
is like Dick Pix Fantasy. So
Oh, I
know,
hadn't even
it's
thought
kinda
of
funny.
that.
Are you sure,
Fant-
Nathanias?
I mean, I wasn't. My first thought wasn't phallic, conjectures. And when I heard about the team name, I was just thinking about that awful situation that happens when you get a new monitor.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like,
because dead pixels suck, man. Nobody
yeah.
yes.
wants that shit.
Have you had a dead pixel before?
I had one on a PSP I got
Oh, what the
a long
hell?
time ago, but I had
But
it
yeah.
replaced because anyway.
Fantasy seems like he's not like top tier Korean right now. He's kind of like sitting in that middle level.
Hmm.
So we'll see if he can kind of pick things up and get to that top tier. Not sure.
Yeah. What about you, Penguin? They're kind of following your footsteps.
Right,
Lion
yeah.
Sanity picked up a bunch of Koreans. For you guys at the time, it made sense with the way WCSEU and NA worked. For them, it's a little bit weirder. But what are your thoughts?
Well, basically, to just like shed some light on like what Dead Pixels is and like what their goals are.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Dead Pixels is just like the guy. Like people are always like, oh, they don't have any sponsors, which means they must not have any money. No, basically, like the guy who owns it also owns a company. He sponsors it with his own company, kind of like how Cynical Bread is the main sponsor of Axiom.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, like he picks up players that he likes. So like he likes Fantasy. He didn't want Fantasy to be stuck without a team, so he gave Fantasy a team and kind of stuff like that. So, yeah, that's kind of like their direction. That's kind of like I guess their kind of plan and like how they pick who they pick up and stuff.
Is it a passion
yeah.
project, or
Yeah, it is very much a passion project. Like
they don't expect to get a huge return on that? I assume.
honestly, who does nowadays
In
StarCraft?
esports,
Like,
you can't.
I mean, if you have like an LCS team, maybe, but let's be honest here, you're not getting financial returns out of StarCraft right now,
Mm-hmm.
which is sad, but it's kind of true. Yeah, so that's kind of my Dead Pixels intro. I think this is a good move for Fantasy, because I mean he wanted a foreign team. Dead Pixels is a foreign team. They are reliable.
Yeah.
And
that's
yeah,
very true.
I mean, I think it's very, very safe for him to it's a safe team to join. He's got good teammates. I want to kind of shed some light on the random guy, just because nobody knows who he is.
Mhm.
Basically, Elroy is kind of in contention as one of the best players in Switzerland,
Oh.
and yeah, he's very good. He's solidly top 50, maybe top 30 GM when he plays a lot. He's a young guy, and apparently we're going to be seeing a lot more of him at DreamHacks next year. So he had his DreamHack debut at DreamHack Summer. He didn't do too well.
You sure
but-
about that?
Huh?
Well,
Um,
no,
well,
but
yeah,
I
I mean-
say that because of the rumors that we're gonna talk a little bit about later.
goodness.
Yeah, we can
Yes.
talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would be very, very, very surprised if there's no DreamHacks at StarCraft next year. Like I'll talk about that later. But
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Nathanias, any thoughts on fantasy? Are you a fantasy fan?
Am I a fantasy fan? Of course. That guy actually creates some of his own builds and does some funky ass shit, man. That's all I want out of StarCraft is people that can get away with doing different strategies at the highest level. I've always been a fantasy fan ever since Pro League. He's one of the few non-boring guys that play.
Okay, moving on. First and Yoda leave TCM. Sulky joins TCM. So we'll just talk about the thoughts behind that. It's kind of weird to have to pick up First and Yoda so late in the year. I think it was around August, right? So it's sort of 6 months. And
Were
then-
either of them going to BlizzCon?
No, they didn't make the cut for BlizzCon.
Yeah, that is weird then.
First played in DreamHack Winter. And
Oh, yeah, he did pretty well.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like.
first actually did well there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like a 3-month contract they have him on or something? As well,
I would
that seems
assume
really
they
short.
like released them early, like mutually parting, like mutual agreement agreed to part ways. Because yeah, I mean, I kind of understand why they're doing that, but it is kind of weird to see them drop 2 Koreans because of the focus on because of the Koreans going back to Korea and then pick up a Korean who's staying in Korea. But
Yeah.
I think the idea is that Sulky's a good enough player that if they fly him out from Korea to European events or something, he will place highly, whereas with First and Yoda, it's a bit more of a risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess they assume it didn't pay off to keep paying for them when they could have Sulky. So it's good for Sulky that he joins a good team. So Fantasy, Sulky, and Parting and Rain all left SKT and found a new home. So that's good for them. And then we have Yoda joining Prime right after the announcement almost. Guys, to open the roster of Prime. So Pro League was announced. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. Kane, I want your thoughts on Prime's roster for this season. It seems like they're gonna be last again.
Okay, one sec. Let me open up their roster just so I have a full view of what I'm looking at here. Okay.
They picked up Myungsik from KT, which is probably their best player by
Yeah,
far.
I don't know. Yeah, so the big hitters that I'm looking at right now are Myungsik, Yoda, and Boong Boong. Because Boong Boong had I forget what it was. I think it was DreamHack Moscow. He had a really good placing there. He placed 5th to 8th, top 8. So I'm kind of looking out for him because not much is known about him, and he can put up some good results. He's been around for a long time. He has a lot of experience. He's played in GSL. He's played in America as well with IGN Pro League.
Mm-hmm.
That's America, right? Yeah, IPL. And yeah, he's had not amazing results, but he's the kind of guy that could put up some really cool ones. Myungsik, kind of fallen off a little bit. He has some really cool builds, so I'd still watch out for him. And then Yoda's always been pretty consistent, pretty solid player. I would say that he's going to be their heavy hitter for this year.
Mm-hmm. Something that sort of went under the radar is Byung joined Primed actually 5 days ago, but before that he was on Invasion Esports. Invasion Esports who also picked up Super, Top, Tails, Gumiho, Noblesse, but then Bong Bong leaves. Boom Boom. Pengwin, what are your thoughts? Do you think this is the cracks are beginning to show?
I don't think so.
Invasion, or
As far as I've heard, I don't know anybody directly involved with Invasion, but I know people who are fairly close to them and are very close to their players. As far as I know, Invasion's been paying all their contracts, and as far as I've heard, Invasion is kind of similar to Dead Pixels insofar as that it's a passion project as well. So, I mean, if you're signing these players as a passion project and one of them decides they want to leave to better their own career, I think that's perfectly fine. I think, from what I heard, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think that Prime was originally trying to get Boong Boong in as a joker for Pro League, like a mercenary, but Kespo wouldn't allow it without a full team partnership. So that's when he decided to leave Invasion and actually join Prime so he could play Pro League with them.
Wasn't he originally on Prime after
Yeah,
he
a long
came
time
from to Invasion Esports? That's odd because there's another couple, I guess, jokers or mercenaries or whatever that are actually going to be added in, but I don't know. We'll probably talk about that later. But just on Prime in general, I think, can we all agree it's probably one of the weaker lineups
Dude,
across
they
the
have
board?
the legendary Tang Tang, man. Tang Tang is going to carry so hard. I really want them to have 2v2s just so we can have Tang Tang and Boong Boong team up.
Dang it.
wait,
That would be awesome.
There's really a player named Tang Tang on the team.
Are you looking at the
Yeah.
roster? Oh my god.
Tang Tang is a boss.
I've actually played him on ladder before.
Yeah.
Did you win?
Oh yeah, all the
Tang
games,
Tang
I
is
think.
not a boss. Tang Tang is not going to carry. Yeah, but I mean, they're not that strong. I think the biggest problem for Prime coming up for Pro League is that a lot of the other teams that are weaker have really strong partnerships, and Prime just kind of doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's what's gonna leave them lying in the dust. If they were facing off Prime's roster against MVP's roster, I think they'd be in contention for last. But MVP's sitting there with a whole bunch of really strong partnership players, including Teja. So
MYI Prime incoming.
no, I've heard
Why not?
heard some murmurings of people who were I speak on that as well quickly. Basically, the reason we're not in Pro League is just kind of because our players don't want to play in it. The Koreans that we have just don't really want to play in it. We offered to try to find partnerships with them, and they just weren't really interested.
I see.
So
Okay. Moving on to Pengwin join SKT.
yes,
Now,
I did.
No, no.
Cap.
Not you. No, no. I
What?
didn't say penguin. I said penguin.
What?
Okay, well, my point, my point is, a lot of people don't know Penguin, and there's actually not even a picture on his Wikipedia profile. But up until joining SKT, he was in Dust Gaming and Micro Gamers. So this is like the typical low level Korean trying to make it in the foreign scene and getting some dollars to buy food and to live the dream, and then just doing a 360 or I guess 180 and joining SKT.
Jeez.
But it's crazy, and he
No.
also made it for GSL Code S this season. so-
Penguin isn't one of those low-level guys. Like, I've played him multiple times on ladder. He's probably like top 50 GM at this point. He's actually pretty damn solid.
Okay.
Korea, I
he-
assume.
Yeah, Korea, of course.
Yeah, but
He's
you go
pretty,
from Dust Gaming to SKT, like.
But I think he was teamless for quite a while, I think. So what probably happened is that somebody, like some barcodes on SKT, saw his ladder account because he doesn't use a barcode.
Mhm.
And then they saw that he was pretty fucking good. So they wanted to pick him up. That's probably what happened.
I imagine he
think-
comes pretty cheap. Like,
Well, I think what
Gotcha.
actually happened is like, as far as I heard, SKT picked him up like immediately after he qualified. So I think their coaches were at the qualifier, and then after he qualified, they
Oh.
wanted like straight away.
Yeah, that too.
And like, I also wanted to point out that Penguin is actually an ex-KT Rollster trainee anyway.
Mhm.
So like, he's actually an ex-KT B teamer, so he does have Kespa experience
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah, but I think it's just really cool that we see like up and comers from the Korean scene, which used to be big, but now is very small. So the chances of that happening is even smaller now. So that's really cool. Nathanias, what are your thoughts on SKT's roster? They finished second last year in Pro League, or rather this year in Pro League. They lost mostly all their heavy hitters, except I guess Sue in Classic, and then they picked up Innovation. What are your thoughts?
I'm really not sure what to think about it. Like, some of these guys haven't seen do too much. Like, Billowy was never really, in my opinion, like the heavy hitter guy, aside from all the weird names he's gone through. Dream has been good, but he hasn't been great. And the biggest thing I'm interested to see is, aside from everyone's going to have, of course, their eyes on Sue or whatever, but if Innovation can go back to full monster mode, like that's the most compelling storyline for me. I look at SKT1 because Innovation was already gone for a while, realized it wasn't worth, and he's the guy going back.
Yeah, it's really interesting. This I feel like this year of Pro League has so many roster changes that it makes it more exciting and more interesting. And last but not least, we have Journey join Samsung, and it's sort of the same as Penguin. He was in Dust and stuff. Journey, he tried his hardest to make it to a foreigner team, but despite all his effort, he didn't make it work at all. He was on SKT at the beginning of the year, then he left, and then for what is 12 minus 4? For 8 months he was for 8 months he was without a team, trying to join a foreign team, streaming a lot. So we see him join Samsung. Kane, what are your thoughts on Journey? You think he was good?
Journey's scary, man. He's
Yeah?
really, really scary. Yeah. He's like, he's not top tier Terran, but he's somebody that I could see getting there quite easily. He's probably right between that gap of like mid level and really high level. And yeah, I think just some more training, especially with Samsung. I think he's one of those players that you really, really need to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, looking at a Samsung roster, what are your thoughts? It feels like a lot of young people.
Yeah, it kind of does, but Samsung, I think they're going to be one of the teams this year that have a very good chance at winning Pro League. They're just overall, like, they have players like Solar, who wasn't a big deal up until like last year. They have Deer, who we could see a breakout again. Like, he was really, really good, and then he dropped off, and then yeah, I want to see him come back, of course. And then they have lesser players like Armani, like Hurricane, who's been around for quite a while, and Stork, I think, is their player coach now.
Yeah.
So with that kind of in mind, Yeah, they're looking pretty scary this year. A lot more scary than a team like Prime, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
I think like Samsung and SKT are in kind of similar situations where they don't have a lot of heavy hitters this season, so they're going to be relying a lot on their really, really good players coming through. So, like for SKT, for instance, I feel like if Innovation and Classic have a bad season, they're like kind of just fucked. And like Samsung as well, like if Solar and Deer don't really come through, like they're also kind of fucked because I feel like the rest of the roster has what it takes to like take the necessary games to like push them over the edge into the victory spectrum, but if the really good guys don't come out, they don't have enough. They don't have like anybody to replace the Innovations and the Solars if they don't perform, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how that ends up panning out.
Yeah, for sure. And last but not least, and that's pretty scary, and it's pretty nice too. Teja to join, well, not to join. Teja to play for MVP in Pro League this season. And to be honest, I think they were kind of like a dead fish in the water without Teja. Nathanias, your thoughts on Center, Departure, Lucero, Marine King, Panic, Salvation, and Younghwa? Like, that's one... That's not a lot.
No, it's not.
What about
I
Aphrodite?
go back.
He's on the roster.
We'll back pro gamer level. Apparently she tried to qualify for the SSL, but
I think she didn't
Did
show
not.
up. Like as far as I saw.
oh, I
her
thought
game
someone
was
I thought someone
focused.
said that one of the games. I thought someone said one of the broadcasted games were like this one Terran got absolutely shreked. That was her. I don't know. Anyway, the team overall, nothing really inspiring for me. I think Marine King is gonna have to become more than we think he's already become, and just try to put the team on his back, which unfortunately is a bit difficult in Pro League. So
I would argue that Lucere is a bit better than Marine King though. Like, he's gotten pretty good results recently, hasn't he?
he is actually still playing around in tournaments. So I'll give him that much. But no one else I've really seen do much. I don't know if that's because they haven't been able to qualify for anything, or if they're not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I'm a bit
don't
disappointed
see-
that Center was playing quite a few online tournaments for a while, but I haven't seen anything from him recently. He was very similar in skill to Journey, I would say, but recently Journey just seems to have gotten better. He seems to have, I don't know, like Center's been around for a long time. He was on Quantic. He was one of the old boys way back when. But yeah, I'd say Journey kind of overtook him, and Center kind of got left behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that sort of concludes our Pro League...
Whoa.
What?
desRow.
So what's
Bomber's playing with Startail.
Alright. So Startail is the
They have
new
they have a huge roster right now. Like
well, it's because they're partner with Yo Flash Wolf. Their
all these
roster...
Wait, they actually added in like 4 Chinese players. I didn't see that before either.
Bomber's not actually playing for them though.
Is he?
I think he is.
Because he's on the roster.
The announcement from what I heard about Bomber being the coach for the
He's
two
player coach, so he can play.
Yeah. But it seemed like the thing was about him being able to have a hand with the team while still focusing on individual tournaments. So
Oh yeah.
he might. I'm getting the impression that maybe we'll see him play, but if there's an individual tournament during Pro League, he's gonna miss out on the Pro League match to go play or practice or qualify or whatever.
Okay.
Actually, I had a
ahead.
quick question for Sam. Actually, because
Mhm.
Kane stayed with Yoey for like 3 months. Which of the Taiwanese players, if any, do you think are good enough to like maybe take a couple games in Pro League?
Haas was actually really, really good. Like, people give him a hard time because he always cheeses, and that's very true. But he was usually top 40 on Korean GM ladder. Ian was one of those guys that was up and coming as well. He was, I would say, top 70, top 80 Korea GM. I don't know if he's good enough to take games off in Pro League, though. I would say their best player right now is Haas. I didn't see a lot from Sen. From what I understand, he isn't playing that much, so I don't think him either.
But
yeah,
is Sen on Yoey? Isn't he on Gamma or some other
yeah,
team?
he's on Gamani Bears, yeah, or he was. I don't
Hong
know.
Yeah, he's
Kong
not on the
attitude.
roster here.
Yeah, HKA no.
Yeah, so the roster for Pro League, the partnership is... oh, they have a female Zerg player. Nice. Alive, Bomber, Curious, Heck, Life, Pet, Stun. And then from the Taiwanese, Has, Yan, Linux, San, Slam. And then Parting is unable to play until quite a while because he's being blocked by SKT. It's like a 5-year.
Wait, what?
That's so dumb.
No, yeah. So it's like
He's in Kespa jail?
Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
Kispa
basically.
jail.
I don't think he's too worried about that, though. He's winning enough individual tournaments. I don't think Pro League's his style, but...
Yeah, they're screwed for a little while. I can't figure it out right now. Okay, next up we have the Pro League start date, which is, pretty cool. It's going to start on December 22, which is next week on Monday. It's going to be on Monday and Tuesdays, and they adjusted their start time to 7 p.m. Korean time, so that's 7 a.m. for East Coast. And what?
To wake up so early to watch it.
What the
Rip
hell?
Nathanias.
The money's pretty good. It's so the way it works is there's 4 rounds. A round takes about 2 months, and then if you win that round, you get 14K, and then if you win the whole thing, you get 50K. So it's pretty good money.
That's the entire team, right? Like,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's good for, you pay the coaches, you split the money maybe with the aces.
I guess it's more for sponsorships and stuff, too. You won Pro League, it seems like a little bit more of a legitimate thing for your entire team instead of just individual players.
Yeah, SKT is sponsoring Pro League once again. They've been very... Alright, so this is on the... I don't know if you guys are looking at the document... but we're going to talk about it. Pengwin and Kane might not be able to talk about one of the players. But Jaedong pulled Violet Hydra Stardust to play for WCSNA. Nathanias, what are your thoughts? Are you excited as a caster of WCSNA?
Can I say no? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah,
I wanted to see American players play. I think we'll get to see them in Challenger. I really hope that they broadcast Challenger, or they put an actual effort into broadcasting Challenger. Is probably what I should say. But I am very unexcited to see. I understand from the team's perspectives. I want sponsor money, which means I want people to actually win stuff. If I can just get around the system by paying for a visa and then they win WCS every season, that works. But now it's not even like that anymore. Now it's like there's going to be 6 or 7 guys that haven't been really successful in Korea. I'm like, only a couple of these people I was excited to see at first, and now I'm just kind of like, eh. So,
Yeah.
So who were you excited to see at first?
well, I don't think there's, I mean, Polt is like the guy that's done it well. Polt and Violet have done it well enough that it's like, okay, you can kind of understand why these guys would be playing outside Korea, because neither of them even live there. They've shown a pretty clear interest in working outside of there, and then it's like, okay, well, Jaedong can't win anything, so of course he's going to come to WCS America. And then you look at other, and then it's like, I can understand Hydra, because he's like the guy that should be good enough to come and beat Polt and Violet, and then anything more than that, and I'm like, I understand from the team perspectives, but especially
Fuck the
considering
teams.
that they're all getting the fucking visas through America. So I'm not actually sure which American is going to even get that spot anymore. Like, who fucking knows now?
Yeah, that's actually very true.
That like
There's-
one spot, man. Sorry, as an American, as an American, specifically as someone with a U.S. passport, I am not excited for WCS Premier League at fucking all. Sorry.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
As a StarCraft
I'm
fan,
great.
we'll have great games. As a StarCraft
But,
fan,
like,
sure,
will
there'll be
we,
great
though?
games and great players.
No,
Who
they'll-
gives?
they'll be
But
fun.
as an
They'll
American,
be-
I don't
They'll
give
be
a shit.
shitty games though.
Polt
It's gonna
versus
be like
Jaedong
fucking
will be so
stomps.
hype every time.
Kappa, Kappa, Kappa.
Oh my.
Cap?
It's like-
yeah. Fuck the teams. Fuck the WCS.
Yeah.
I want my
Oh.
free fucking money. I haven't.
Challenger is still a lot of money. Challenger is still
We
a
can
lot of.
touch it. Yeah, Challenger's a
That's-
lot more than it was this year.
Yo, I want
It's
like
$2 grand.
hookers.
It's
I want
$2 grand. It's sick.
cocaine. I want that shit. And right now, the best I'm gonna be able to do is some good weed. I want fucking. Okay.
Okay. But yeah, no. When you think about it, there's 5 Koreans. and there's 8 slots in Premier. So it's gonna be a battle between like Major, Scarlet, Huck, and then you'll have like the runner-ups.
Kane.
Yeah, the runner-ups like Kane and Angelisk and.
desRow.
Wait, I mean Kane. I'm just saying, like, I'm not. I'm sorry, man. I take it back.
I gotta
But
change.
no, but
Where's
it
your
makes
Canadian
sense.
pride?
Yeah. No. We're better than USA. They won't get shit done.
Wait, are there even any American players? I guess there's QXC who shows
Yeah.
up every now and again.
QXC, Puck,
Puck,
and
Puck qualified for
Oh, yeah,
Premier
Puck.
a few
yeah,
times.
QXC, Puck,
forgot about that.
Intense.
Sorry, Puck.
Minigun tends to have good WCS results, but I don't see him nabbing a slot.
Yeah. It's gonna
Not
be
if there's
hard.
only 8.
Yeah.
It's like how many are there? There's 8 for NA, you said, right?
Yeah. So it's 16 Challenger, then 8 Premier.
But like the thing is, like, this is like the worst set of Koreans to all like to come to NA, like, because it's not even like, I don't want to shit on the players, but like, honestly, if you look at these Koreans and you match these Koreans up against each other, we're not even gonna have good Korean versus Korean matches. It's gonna be like one Korean stomping the other Korean.
Yeah.
They're not around the same level. Like, Hydra should, by all accounts, just come in and destroy everyone. Like, maybe
Wow, that
he,
counts.
like, but like, that's not good games though, you know. And it's like, I don't even see the Korean versus Korean games being hype. It's just like the skill disparity between the Koreans themselves is too high. It's not like WCS Europe last year where it was like, oh, there's a shit ton of Koreans here, but a lot of them are around the same level, so we're gonna get sick games anyway. This is like, oh, I guess we're gonna see Stardust versus Hydra.
We'll see how many
Okay.
Koreans end up in one group with each other and hope it's like 4 of them, so the other one has 3 foreigners and one of them gets out. We'll see who that person is.
Even like Colt versus Hydra, I wouldn't be hyped to see that. Like, Hydra, like you said, should be able to win pretty handily.
Yeah, like Hydra should crush these people.
Has
Yeah,
Hydra
so-
been in any tournaments lately? Like,
No.
No, he was supposed
Is
to
he
be
just that
at,
good?
IEM San Jose, yeah. Well,
He's,
Hydra is
he's
like
practicing in NA. He's practicing in NA right now. I'm pretty sure he's at the Root House. He's been there for like a week or something. But yeah.
Hydra is quite the legacy. Like, he's made a lot of money from Boudoir. But one thing you have to consider is, like, these players are, like, investing in themselves. Like, Jadong, Stardust, Hydra. Like, a visa for NA is, like, 5 to 6 grand.
you think it was
Yeah.
Jadong's decision to go to NA? Or like,
Oh, I do think
Yes.
it was his decision. These decisions are subsidized by the American companies that are hooked in, or people that are already in America, and it makes sense. It makes 100% sense from their perspectives and their team's perspectives. But yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Alright, moving on. List of players who failed to qualify for both Korean tournaments, and list of players that qualified for both tournaments, GSL and SSL. So you guys just opened the Reddit thread. Big shout out to OGS Bumder on Reddit for making a summary of everything, so I didn't have to work. Bumder?
Bummed her. I
Bum-
think that's supposed to be a joke.
Bummed
like,
her.
he bummed her.
Oh,
Yeah.
how? Anyhow. List of notable players who failed. Zest, Sue, SOS, DRG, Liquid Hero, no surprise. Shine,
No!
Big Baby, Stork, Jakshi, Trap, Lucira, Billowy, True, Yun, Creator, Reality, Revival, and Supernova. So,
Sucks 3-2.
maybe 3 or 4 surprises on there, and the other ones aren't that big.
yeah, I think Cess, Sue, SOS, and then DRG are like really big surprises.
I think DRG's on the edge there. They didn't qualify for either, but
Yeah, I agree.
He said he was planning to. He said like maybe it's time on Twitter or something.
Oh, God.
maybe, yeah, because he's not on a team or anything. So and he doesn't want to join Kespa. So by failing to qualify to both, it's a really big blow. Also, there was a little bit of drama with Creator showing up late. The junior players showed up late too. So he made a case that, you know, these players showed up late. I showed up late. You should give me another chance. And then he started like crying and like raising his voice, and
Wait.
they had to call like the mall security, and then the mall security called the cops, and then he
You're
went to
bullshit.
Kespa jail. No, it's true.
You're
Yeah, it is.
making this.
No,
What?
he's not. But the
Where did
issue
you
is
find
like
this? This is
Because like
amazing.
some people might say that it was like, oh, it's really unfair to let the Jin Air players play then, but like Jin Air people called ahead, like they called the people and said, hey, we're gonna be late.
Like the day
Please wait
of,
for
or
us.
like 2,
Yeah,
3
yeah, yeah.
days
Like they were
before?
stuck in traffic or something.
Oh.
They were stuck in traffic, and then like Creator was also stuck in traffic, and for some reason he's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna show up late and hope they don't kick me out. Like, come on, man. Like, call ahead. You have friends. Have somebody tell the
Welcome to
admin you're gonna be
esports.
late.
Where did you guys find this? This is amazing.
Olivia
why was
Wong
this on
tweeted it
Reddit?
out.
It was on
wow.
Team Liquid and Reddit. Yeah, it was
I hope there's a pic. You know, like that Stefano picture where he's drunk. I want a picture of Creator like that.
Isn't he underage though? Like that would be illegal.
That'd
to-
even be better.
that-
Like
What?
somebody needs to Photoshop like a pipe out of his mouth or something.
Yeah, he's 17, man. He was born in '97. They can't.
Holy shit, he's young.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you can't beat the kid up a little bit. Come on. don't take it easy just because he's underage. No, put the smackdown on that bitch.
Kane, I love you. All right. So those are the lists that didn't qualify for both. Supernova was super consistent. Sue was super consistent. Zest was consistent. And then the people that qualified for both, I'm just gonna name them all and then we'll discuss. Parting, Hero, Super, San. What the fuck? Terminator, Deer, Younghwa, TY, Maru, Innovation, Marine King, Dream, Fantasy, Gumio, Teja, Rogue, Sulky, Life, Solar, and Dark. So,
Terminator?
Yeah, Terminator. He's
Yeah.
a Protoss player.
I mean, like, I see him, but I'm thinking of, it's the same thing, like maybe 3 or 4 kind of surprises, like probably Terminator, Dark. I haven't seen Dark in a long while. I know Rogue was considered really good by most Koreans, but
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
I feel the same way. Like I would say Younghwa kind of surprises me.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Terminator kind of surprises me. Dream surprises me, and yeah, I would say those are the 3 biggest ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Terminator is a big shocker for me.
Fantasy kind of surprises me.
TY
Yeah,
as
Dark.
well.
Dark. Well, I remember that one highlight video of Wolf saying Dark was really bad, so I'm surprised Dark made it through.
Wow, you can't
Well-
listen to Wolf.
Yeah, I think Nathanias
Sorry.
is just fucking.
The expert.
I'm just doing a little bit of trolling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really happy to see all these Terrans that we didn't see in a really long time, so that we can continue to have another season of everyone talking about how OP we are.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy this as well, by the way, because I don't know. I feel really good right now. I feel like the matchups are pretty balanced, and so when people complain about Terran being OP over Zerg and stuff, it just makes me feel good inside. Because
Oh, you just
great.
can't
Any-
wait to get a patch, and then you're just never gonna
Yeah.
lose, you sick fuck.
that's the plan. Like I don't know. I feel like everything is really balanced right now. I feel like mech is like turtle mech is a little bit stupid. I don't know if it's imbalanced. I just feel like it's stupid.
Well,
more
some
than
of the
anything.
maps, especially this, last season map pool, and especially
When
in
you
best
put
of 3.
Cloud Kingdom and Akalon Waits into ladder, people are gonna practice it more.
And even last season, there were a lot of like Deadwing and Nimbus and maps where you can just sit back and let's all take 8 bases and mine out of the map at 120 and see whose death ball is going to work out. Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Have they announced the maps for the new map pool, or what is the map pool for?
We'll get
These
to
ones.
that later. But it's not announced yet.
Okay.
And that covers everything about the Korean scene, guys. Hopefully you do enjoy watching GSL and the Star League season. What's the name? I don't get it. Why
Spo
is it?
TV Star League, I believe.
Oh yeah, Spo
Yep.
TV
It's a
Star
Spo
League.
TV Star League.
Yeah, SSL. It doesn't. It's not as good as GSL. The of the tongue. But anyway, next up we have. Oh, should we? All right, let's just do season 4 map pool then, because I don't want to get into the legacy now, because Kane has to go in 10 minutes. Season 4 map pool to be released this Friday, December 19th. What's gonna happen is the current ladder map pool will be reverted back to season 3 map pool.
Good.
Ooh.
Yes.
Um,
And then 4 new 1v1 maps for the upcoming 2015 Season 1 ladder will be published to the custom game list.
Wait.
So-
So they're keeping 3 maps, or they adding?
Yeah,
They're adding 4 maps, no?
Yes, yes.
And they're keeping, so 3 of the maps from season 3 are gonna stay. Probably the ones that we've seen a million times, so that we can continue to have all the new ones get vetoed.
As long as it's not Catalina.
I'm just
I'm pretty
saying.
Sure Catalina will be out.
I can't wait for us to end up playing Merry-Go-Round and Overgrowth and probably Nimbus again as every best of 3 next season.
Wait, are
Caparino.
they are just gonna still have 7 maps, right?
Yes.
It's 7 maps. They're adding 4. 3 stay. They're going to.
I'd like
I
a
still-
season with
I
like
still
15
hate
maps. Like just
I still hate the season 3. Yo, man, I'm just waiting for us to get like. Why can't we do it like Counter-Strike? Why can't I queue for certain map pools? Like, come on, man. Like, if I want to play on Zelnaga Caverns, Dream Pool should be. I should be able to queue this ladder. Seriously, man. That was like this. That was like the coolest idea because there's so many different fucking map pools in StarCraft.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's not enough people to play them all. Man.
Yeah,
no
I
one's
think
gonna
that's
play
the problem.
Dream
When we
Pool.
eventually save esports and there's 10 billion people playing, I want multiple map pools.
10 billion.
We're gonna be waiting for a while.
But yeah, I think it's really hard not to be hard on Blizzard. But like, why would you put it in the custom game list but not on the ladder? I understand that they said that they want to fix performance and the game bugs and so on, but I mean it's the best of both.
why not just put it? There's only 2 weeks left. There's no tournaments. Like just throw it on the ladder. Just
Yeah.
just throw like 10 more maps on the ladder right now and just come out with 4.
Like if they want to fix performance, that'd be the easiest way to go about it too, because you'll have more problems come out and you'll have a bigger player base trying out the maps. But at least we get rid of the dream pool, so we can get some serious practice before WCS. I think that's great. Kane, what are your thoughts? I know yesterday you started streaming, and then an hour later you tweeted, "Sorry guys, I don't have it in me. I have for the dream pool."
I know, I forgot about the dream. Like, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a great streaming session. And then the first game I play, I get like, it was like Cloud Kingdom versus Protoss or something. I'm like, yeah, fuck this shit. Like, there's no way. But yeah, I'm excited for the new maps to come. I kind of wish, like you guys are saying, that they wouldn't keep the 3 maps, because I know it's just gonna be like Overgrowth, King Sejong, and Nimbus, or Merry-Go-Round.
Please, God, get rid of those maps.
Yeah, they're just so overplayed and they're so boring by now. I want to see new stuff come in.
I'm hoping. Okay, so we had this. Didn't we have this discussion last week about which
Yes.
3 we would keep? Okay,
Yes.
so I was gonna go into that again, but we should just move on probably.
One thing
Yeah, go on.
One thing I am excited for is the fact that they're letting us test things like 2 weeks before the WCS qualifiers start, because sometimes it's like
Yes.
2 days before,
Yeah,
you know,
or
and
like
then
a
it's
week.
just absolutely terrible.
Well, the best part about this last of season 3 WCS qualifiers was people in the qualifiers putting shit on that high ground spot as Terran.
Yeah.
That and post spawns like.
or Daedalus Point. You remember that map?
Daedalus
Protoss?
fucking
Oh,
great, man.
boy.
That was,
Great
that was a good
wall.
map. That was so fun.
Well, every game just to take a nap. The only time Grubby's macro next
I
to
love that
makes
map.
just to fucking wall your natural off.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
a fun map. I enjoyed it.
It was, yeah.
Mhm.
I agree.
And
Kane,
Winter,
Winter and I are just like, yeah.
yeah, Winter as a random player, which maps would you like to keep for next season?
Well, I main Zerg, so
Okay.
not Deadwing.
Okay.
Honestly, just merry-go-round probably. It's not that great for Zerg, but I mean, I think we all agree that it's better than something like Deadwing, unless you want to play hour-long games, or Nimbus
Mhm.
against Protoss. God damn it, I just don't want to watch any more of those games. Like, I don't want to watch, I don't want to play, because I try to avoid Swarm Host myself. I'm not a pro player, obviously, but
Mhm.
I feel forced into Swarm Host way too many times just to like have a decent chance of winning the game if they just sit on 3 bases. So I think maps where you can actually attack more than one angle would be nice.
Mhm.
That's how I like the legacy changes with actually having to expand, but that's a whole different topic. So
Okay. What about you, Penguin? Which map would you like to keep? Just 3 from the current map pool.
I would like to keep Deadwing. I like it a lot. I'd like to keep Overgrowth.
did you just say Deadwing?
Yeah, man, I love Deadwing. Close spawns, you go Swarm Host. Far spawns versus
You
Protoss,
also go
you
Swarm
Mute a
Host.
Corruptor. No, you go Mute a Corruptor.
All right.
And Yeah, those two, and fuck the rest of the map pool. I guess maybe Foxtrot. I don't know.
Oh, I forgot about
I
that.
don't like
Ew.
any other maps.
Ew. Yeah.
I see. Alright, before we go to the break, let's talk about WCS 2015 EU qualifier dates announced. And the special part of that is there's 6 qualifiers because there's 28 slots. And the last chance qualifier is a top 16 of all the people that were like this close of qualifying from the previous qualifiers.
Cool.
Yeah. So, Kane, what are your thoughts if you were still if you were part of that? How would you feel?
I like it. There's something similar for the Fight Before Christmas tournament that's going on right now.
Mhm.
They did like a wild card group where the top 2 of each qualifier got to try again. I think something like that. The one thing I wonder about though,
Mhm.
maybe I'm just really stupid, and I should know this, but so there's going to be 6 qualifiers other than this one, right? And this will be the 7th.
Yes.
So how are you going to get top 16 from 6 qualifiers? Like, it can't be. Yeah, how are you going to do that? Is it going to be
2 and
top
then 4 from the wild card, maybe?
2?
2 from each and
Yeah.
4 from the wild card.
That could be it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only question I had looking at that. But and the concept of it, I really like. I think it's a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they could also, in theory, introduce like a point system, but that's way too complicated.
No, let's not get. We don't need any more point systems. Like keeping track of just the WCS one is hard enough.
Yeah, that's very true. Alright, guys, that concludes the first part of the show. The big thanks to Kane. I guess we'll do the shout out of Kane since you have to go shopping. You have any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to MYI. Shout out to you for having me on the show. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Wow.
Shout out to his sponsors.
Nah, fuck the sponsors. Not kidding. shout out to
Gee.
Logitech and Esports Clothing and Bison
Mhm.
or Bison.
Mm.
And yeah, I think I got it.
World of CD keys.
Oh, World of CD keys.
Yeah, the guys you did a commercial for.
Yeah. See, I'm
This
used.
guy.
I have like a sponsor list that I go through, and I haven't added World of CD keys to that yet. So I'll have to do that.
Wow. You know, like, this is really funny. Like, in most of the world, like, people will suck up to their boss, but in esports, you have someone like Kane just talking shit to his boss.
There's a reason there's no money in esports and stuff.
Oh, rip Pengwin, rip. Alright, guys, that concludes part 1. We'll see you guys in 3 minutes with part 2. Thank you for watching. Alright, you guys are muted.